Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the really unique literature of the Cross of Light Temple, or GLT.
That's right. We're focusing on two key works, Balm of Gilead and the Sons of Amos Brearley.
And our goal here is to unpack how they weave together, deep esoteric mysticism, very specific local English geography, and, well, a surprising amount of satire.
It's quite a mix, and what's crucial right from the start is how they frame these texts. They call them fact fiction and spiritual autobiography.
Fact fiction, so like real history in places, but with these major spiritual or occult events woven directly in.
Precisely. It's presented as a true record of a mystical journey, the founding of Gilead, their rituals, all grounded in verifiable reality, yet describing otherworldly experiences.
Okay, let's get into that geography aspect first, because it really struck me. Usually occult stuff goes for big dramatic locations, right? London, Egypt, whatever. But Cult T focuses on, well, places like Bradwell, a suburb of Newcastle under Lyme. Why?
It's central to their idea of the supercelestial. They argue that these seemingly mundane, often overlooked places are actually particularly resonant.
Wasn't a hell.
They believe these spots hold specific energies, keys to moving from the ordinary world to the sacred. So Bradwell gets treated with the same weight as, say, Jerusalem or Rome in other traditions.
Interesting. So the texts mention specific sites.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Real places in Sheffield and North Staffordshire. The Cross of Light text maps it out. Getting lost, then founding the Temple of Ing near Icklasall Woods.
Okay.
Purifying an altar on Dormoor, seeing the sky revolve from a specific rock seat on the Bully Hills. It's like a guidebook for a spiritual pilgrimage you could theoretically actually walk.
Wow. Okay, so moving from the landscape,
Right.
the texts also dive into some pretty intense cultural clashes, right? This spiritual battle in Sheffield.
Yes, the conflict between the 9 o'clock service, or NOS, a Christian evangelical group, and the Temple of Psychic Youth, TOPY, the counterculture occult group.
And this played out in specific suburbs, Walkley and Crooks.
That's what the source details. And this is where the satire, maybe just a radical reinterpretation, really comes in.
How so?
Well, the narrative completely flips the script on how these groups were viewed publicly at the time. The Amos, led by Chris Brain and generally well regarded then, is described in Balm of Gilead as a nest of vipers, fundamentally unchristian, lacking virtue because they were supposedly solipsistic, didn't feed the poor, that sort of thing.
Wait, hang on. So Cult LT's text claims the good Christian group was actually bad, and the bad occult group
was actually doing good. Yes, that's the core of their critique. TOPY, often painted as, evil in the media, is credited with actual good works. Things like liberating dolphins, apparently, installing water supplies in Nepal, feeding the homeless in Sheffield. Cult T's point seems to be that actions define spiritual worth, not labels or public image.
That's quite a take. But you mentioned similarities, too.
Yeah, despite the moral inversion and totally different aesthetics, the texts point out operational parallels. Both groups wanted to transcend mainstream society, right? Both attracted really fervent followers, often with a distinct look or dress code, and both relied heavily on strong leadership, even if it wasn't always obvious.
So maybe the conflict wasn't as black and white as presented.
That seems to be the implication, perhaps more about style than substance in some ways.
Let's shift gears a bit to the other text, the Sons of Amos Brearley. SOAB. This sounds almost comical.
It starts that way. The origin story is apparently just a joke by a waiter about a fictional character's side whiskers.
Seriously?
Yeah, that somehow led to a band, and then that band evolved into this pseudo-Masonic magical order.
That's wild. And the names.
Right, that's pure satire. They deliberately mock the grand, self-important titles common in occult circles. Master Therian, Frater Perturabo.
Aleister Crowley types.
Exactly. Instead, the head of the SOAB Lodge is called Hipaz the Stupid.
Jabba's the Stupid. Okay, I see the satire now. It's puncturing that pomposity.
Completely. And their activities reflect this blend. They supposedly achieved the vision of the Black Sun, deciphered symbols in a cathedral. Serious mystical stuff.
Right.
But they also put on an art exhibition in Icklasall Woods that was apparently a total commercial flop.
So profound mystical insight doesn't guarantee success in the real world.
Not according to SOAB, no. The mundane and the mystical are constantly interwoven. One doesn't negate the other.
So bringing this all together then, this fact fiction approach, the local focus, the satire, what's the final message for you reading this?
Well, the source material itself ends on a really thought-provoking note. It suggests the real sacred society, the real temple. It isn't an organization you join.
Okay.
It's made up only of those who enter through their own interior illumination. Membership, status, public perception, and none of that matters.
So the key is internal.
It seems so. It's basically a challenge right back at you, the reader. Find your own path to the light, independent of any external group or validation.